Hello, Luke Byrne.
Hello, how are you?
Byrne, baby Byrne.
Hello, that's me.
Before we start, that's for you.
Oh,
happy birthday.
Thank you.
24 today. Well, I hope you don't drink, so...
no, I don't drink.
Got you some coffee.
That's really cute. Oh, and a nice little mug.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stagey mug.
How sweet.
You're welcome. So we're here at the Union.
Yes, we are.
So you've been here as an actor, a producer, and now a director, choreographer.
Yes, indeed.
You just want to take over the building?
Just thought, yeah, you know, I just thought I'd tick all of the things off the list before I did go eventually.
So tell me about this little show.
Well, this is Jerry Herman's musical review Showtune that is basically a collection of his top songs that most people will know and enjoy, and it's set up in a way so that each scene has a different message or has a different way of explaining certain aspects of life, and I have taken the things out of it that I think, you know, in the introduction to the script it says it's a lyric as dialogue concept using real actors and in real life, so I did exactly that, and I used the people that we had on stage with the songs that we were given, and I've turned it into a bit of a jukebox, I would say. You know, there are stories that happen, characters have a journey as opposed to just people standing on stage singing a song. I've thrown in the odd tap step ball change in there too.
Nice.
Yeah.
So was it done before? Has it been presented?
It has. It's been done a few times, and it has been called various different things. It was called The Best of Times before this. It has been done in the West End, but a very, very long time ago, and it's done a couple of off-Broadway versions as well, all under different titles, and we're now at Showtune is the title, and yeah, and I think it's a very, very, very clever and lovely piece of theatre.
So how did you come to be involved with it?
I'll be honest, I got a phone call from Sasha while I was staying at home with my parents in Wiltshire, saying, we have a slot open, I would like to do this show, could you please do it? And so I said yes, I would obviously direct, and that would be lovely. And then I looked at the script, and I looked at, there's no script at all, it's all sung through, so I looked at that the numbers and the ideas that I was having, and a lot of them lended themselves to movement and choreography, so I then phoned Sasha back and said, I'm more than happy to do it, I'd love to do the show, can I choreograph it as well? And she said yes, and here we are.
And how's it been?
Really good. It's been very, very eye-opening, and I think it's been very, for want of a better phrase, reassuring. You know, I've been here a lot, I have assisted with Sasha on a number of things, I have far too many opinions, which I feel like is both my biggest strength and weakness, and it was really nice to just finally be able to put it into practice and have the platform and the space and the responsibility to just put a show on, and I've learned that I can do it, which is a great thing, and I think the actors that we have are incredible, and you know, I've thrown, not only have they had to learn this entire show in about 10 days, they have also had to continually put up with me going, nope, I'm going to change that from the next day, and oh, nope, change that as well, and oh, nope, nope, we're going to do something completely different, and they learn a number, and then they have to unlearn a number and do another one, but no, it's good, and it's just it's been a very wonderful few weeks, and I'm very glad to have been able to share it with the 10 people that we have in the cast, and with Henry, our MD, and the rest of the creative team, and so yeah, it's great.
And do you think it helps that you trained yourself as an actor? I feel that's informed the way you direct.
Yes, I do. I think I have definitely picked up a lot of different skills and different ways of looking at a piece of text through the shows that I have done and through working with the directors that I have worked with, and yeah, I think it especially helps in this show because, you know, that there wasn't a story, and so I thought, well, the easiest story that we can utilize within this show is the actors themselves, and so we are basically telling the story of actors through Jerry Herman songs. So I do think it has definitely helped because it's given me, you know, the ideas for the pictures and the patterns and things from learning through shows that I have done, and ways to speak to people and ways not to speak to people, I think is definitely something that you learn when doing a show yourself. And yeah, yes, I agree. I think it has helped.
Because let's go back. So you trained at Arts Ed.
I did, yes.
How was that?
Yeah, it was good. The training is excellent there, and the opportunities that they provide are, well, second to none. You can't fault that. And I think you also learn a huge amount about yourself and about discipline for yourself and working for yourself. You know, it's not a building where you can coast. It's not a building where they spoon feed you everything that you need, because as soon as you leave the bubble of the bubble of an arts ed environment or a drama school environment, you very quickly learn that it's not about who is telling you what or how to do things. Sometimes you have to either have the confidence or just the courage just to do these things yourself and put yourself in the position where you can get work and find solutions to problems that you didn't know you were going to face. And I think Arts Ed is, it's a very, very good building, and it was 3 years of a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but I can't fault the experiences I had.
What productions did you do while you were there?
I did Beauty and the Beast and Bells Are Ringing were our third year shows.
Nice.
And it was, again, I played a role in Bells Are Ringing and I was dance captain in Beauty and the Beast, so I got to experience sort of two very, very different roles within a show, and they are gorgeous shows.
And speaking of gorgeous shows, last Christmas,
White
did White Christmas.
I did, and I must admit it will remain in my memory as one of the best shows I think I will do. It was just
So that was at the
gorgeous from start
Curve?
to finish, yes. Yeah,
So how was that?
Absolutely wonderful. I honestly cannot fault anything. I was on stage swing, so I had a lot of responsibility learning things and trying to do my own tracks as well as learn everybody else's at the same time. And I had a small cover role, which was also nice because, it just gives you constantly something to be thinking about, and I like to always have things to do, so it never left me with anything to do, which is other way around. It was lovely, and I did the entire show with glandular fever, but I did it nonetheless, and I didn't miss a day.
Power through.
I powered through, but it was one of those productions where it was sort of a model of everything that should be within a show situation, from a gorgeous creative team to a hardworking, very responsive cast, and a gorgeous building, and all the facilities that you could ask for, in-house everything. That it just big tick, I think. Yes, definitely.
And it's coming back this Christmas.
Yes,
at the Dominion.
Dominion. Yeah.
Are you going to be there?
No, I'm
No.
not. No. Which is fine, because I
Is it
have
one of
my
those things-
memories.
Yeah, once you've done it, you want to move on and...
Yeah, and you don't want to, not that it would, but you don't want to tarnish memories of a show.
Yeah.
It will be a completely different production, although it's with the same producers and some of the same cast and the creative team. It's not the same show that we did in Leicester. There will be different people. It's Dominion, so it's a huge space, and the audience capacity is, extraordinary. So I'm happy knowing that I had an excellent Christmas, and I don't want to change those memories. So no, I'm happy.
So coming back to huge spaces,
What, this one?
the Union Theatre.
Yes.
So you did
Wonderful
Brass here?
space. I was associate producer on Brass, yes.
That was a beautiful
Oh, it was
production.
gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Yeah.
So gorgeous.
Choked you from the moment you started.
Will
the
that be
show to
coming
the end.
back?
Oh, I'm not sure. You never know.
Never
I would
know.
never say never.
I hope it does.
Me too.
I loved it.
It's definitely, it's a wonderful niche in the market, and I think we timed it very well with the Armistice Day centenary and being able to celebrate the work that was done and the things that were done to put us in the position where we are now, as well as remembering the very horrible situation that they were all in at that time. Gorgeous show.
And Around the World in 80 Days.
Yes, that one too.
That was
fun.
here.
Yeah, that was a good show.
So it's a
Very
union. Do you
different.
feel like it's a little family that you're part of now?
100%. 100%. Sasha makes this building, gives every person that works here a platform to be able to create and to feel like they have a purpose, and I think we like to use a lot of graduates in our shows, and I think it gives them the platform to be sort of in a very safe space, but also in a professional environment, without having, you know, like a Leicester Curve sized building and team, and, you know, it's a very family run business, and so you get to know, well, that not all spaces are the Dominion, you know. Sometimes when this theatre is full, you have people effectively sat on stage and sort of looking up at you as you are dancing, and it's just a very different way of doing theatre, and I think to be able to experience both sides of, well, commercial theatre as well as then fringe in a venue like this is, yeah, it's excellent. And I love this building, and I don't think I will ever leave.
So I was going to ask, like, what, in your future, what would you like to do now? So you've been an actor, you've been a producer, you've been a director. Is there anything particular?
I have always had a vision that one day I would like to create the Leicester Curve in my, maybe not necessarily my hometown, but in Wiltshire and in the Somerset area, because yes, you have Bath Theatre Royal, but it's quite a small space, and so a lot of commercial things don't go there, and Bristol Hippodrome is one of my favourite theatres in the world. However, it's just that little bit too far away for some people who don't want to travel from, you know, an hour and a bit just to watch a show. And I've always thought there are a couple of lovely community theatres within my area that I feel are big enough and have the capacity and the facility and, you know, the space and the tools to turn Wiltshire and Somerset into the creative hub that it is becoming. You know, where my mum lives at the minute, it's very artisanal. It's a very bougie little town where it's all boho and everything is just green and lovely, and so people love the theatre. And there's, you know, every Sunday the town gets closed off to have a massive vintage market where people come all the way from the world to sell vintage things, and we are lacking a theatre space that can house commercial products and shows, and I want to be part of that, / I want that to be my doing.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I think, don't get me wrong, I love performing, and I want to still perform and do those things as well, but I definitely see in the future playing a part in the creation of shows as opposed to just being in them. I think this has been a very good experience for me, because it's given me the confidence that yes, not every idea I have is a good one, but I know how to develop those ideas, and I know how to, you know, I can trust the visions that I am having and the ideas that I do have, because we are in our second preview, and both shows so far we've had people walk straight out at the end of the show and rebook for another night. So I mean, you can't ask for anything more. It's, you know, yeah.
And what have the audiences been saying?
Really lovely things.
Yeah.
We had a Jerry Herman expert who lives in France come and watch on the first preview.
Wow, no pressure.
No, there was no pressure. And we sat next to each other, and he said some wonderful things, and he was very kind towards it. And I think our first preview, it was very telling, because we had a lot of friends in, but we then also had a lot of people who had just come because they wanted to see Jerry Herman's work. And, you know, this musical review can literally just be two people come on stage and sing a song, then the next person comes on stage and sings another song. You know, the songs that they have work as just standalone text, and it would quite easy, it's obviously done quite well because it's happened a few times off Broadway and on the West End and things, but this is just a very different way of using the text without actually changing anything, and people seem to really respond to it.
And for people who don't know who Jerry is, can you tell us a little bit about his history and the shows that?
Yeah,
How did you know about him?
I did Lacage.
Yeah.
So although yes, the UK and Ireland tour. So I knew of him as a incredible musician and composer and lyricist. Anyway, I then did Lacage, and the show is just so gorgeous that it just got me very interested in some of his other work, like Hello Dolly and Mac and Mabel and Maine, which is happening.
Hope Mill Theatre.
Hope Mill,
Yeah,
yes, that's it.
Tracy Bennett.
Yes, and I just think he has such a wonderful way of using both music and lyrics to create stories. This is 45 random songs that have been picked, not randomly, they're songs that have been picked from a huge selection of his work that all tell a message through just music and lyrics, and I think someone who can do that is a very, very, very special talent.
So all the songs in your show are from
various different shows.
These
Yeah,
shows.
we have some from Hello Dolly, Mac and Mabel, we have Maine, we have Lacage, we have Grand Tour, and there are a couple of others in there that
Do you have any favourites?
I must admit there's a counterpoint march in the end of Act 1 which has Before the Parade Passes By, Open a New Window and One Person, and I think the way that they all merge together is just so clever, and that's one of my favourites. And I think Tap Your Troubles Away is a gorgeous song as well, and I Won't Send Roses, and yes, all of them. I like them all.
No favourite.
No, I honestly no, because each song is very different in its own way, and I really appreciate it.
And tell me about your cast.
They're a lovely bunch of people.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're lovely.
You've got a couple of Art Said people in there, have you?
Oh, just the one.
Just one?
Yeah. She was the year below me at Art Said, Jasmine, and she is a formidable talent. They all are. It's very nice to have a group of people. Some have trained at Art Said, some have trained at the Brighton Academy, some at Hammond. You know, it's such a...
You involved in the casting?
Yeah.
And how was that, to be on that side of the table?
Very bizarre.
Yeah.
I must admit, the first day, I'll be completely honest, I felt like a bit of an amateur who was just sort of laughing his way through and ha ha ha, yeah, fake it, ha ha ha. But then you get used to it, you know, when you realise that they are there to do a good job, and you are there to sit there and watch them do a good job, and to want them to do a good job, and to be able to then give them a job. It's lovely, and I learnt so much sitting that side of the panel about things that you do in auditions that maybe you're not aware of, or things that you shouldn't do in an audition that you think is probably benefiting you, but it doesn't in some ways. And I learnt the difficulty in casting a show. You know, it genuinely sometimes isn't about how amazing you are. It's about whether you gel within a group of people.
Yeah. And
yeah, it had everything that I've done so far with the show has been just great. It's been very eye-opening, and it's been very fun. It has been fun from start to finish, and that's what this is all about, isn't it?
And tell me about the set. Where did all of this come from?
So
this is just your wardrobe?
Basically, yes. This set came into my brain when I had the initial idea of establishing this show as a community theatre project putting on Showtune.
Right.
So, because in the script, some characters are in their 50s, some are in their 40s, and when we came to casting it, we just struggled to sort of mash everything together and find a group of people until I thought, well, if we make it a community theatre vibe, then it really doesn't matter who is singing what, as long as they can sing it, and as long as they enjoy singing it and we all have a nice time, it doesn't matter on our ages. So I thought community theatre, and then it led me to thinking, we'll put it in dressing rooms, and some songs don't necessarily have to be on stage in a cabaret, they can be in dressing rooms. So I must admit, on the Sunday of Get In, I walked around this theatre and in the rehearsal room, and I'll be honest, Sasha's house, and thought, what looks nice and what can I have? And I have managed to source pretty much everything from this building. And I'm literally looking around now, and I think I would honestly say 98% of this has come from this building.
That dress has definitely come from you.
The dress? Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I've got many of those. Many a sequin gown.
Let's talk about Lacage.
Okay.
Because that's a beautiful show.
It was gorgeous.
And how was that, touring with all the boys?
It was a lot. It was a lot of work and a lot of makeup. A lot of makeup. But it was an excellent experience. I was on stage swing, so again I had a lot to do, and I also covered Jean-Michel and Francis, who were both male characters, which gave me a bit of a break sometimes because it allowed me to be, I didn't always have to be a woman. Some days I got to be a man, which was just quite nice when you've been putting makeup on twice a day for 10 months. It's nice to sometimes just pop a pair of trousers on and just sing a nice song. But it was hard. It was hard work, and it was hard work, but it was also very easy when you were having a tough day, because like the show, the show says it so many times, putting the makeup on, a little bit more mascara, you suddenly, it's a very liberating experience. And I had come from a place where I knew drag and I knew of drag, but I had never wanted to be a drag queen, or I just never saw myself in a pair of heels and a pair of fishnets, and for no other reason than just that it was never something I got to do. So when the opportunity came about, it was such a liberating experience, and I had such a great time.
And then also in White Christmas you put on the heels again.
I managed to get into
so just because you're getting typecast
full drag
in 5
in
seconds?
4 minutes.
That is incredible.
Into a 3-piece suit in 3.5.
That was, well, I saw the speed up the video of it.
Yeah. It's doing it for 10 months, you soon learn tricks of the trade and things that you don't necessarily need to do, but you can do, and it's very easy to cut those cheeks in 15 seconds. Put an extra bit of concealer on your nose and it makes it a little bit thinner, and all of these things that drag queens do. It's an art form, and I think it's just lovely to be able to have some skills within an art form that I never actually thought I'd be able to do. Yeah, I love the show. Glacage is such a wonderful show, and it has such a powerful message that is so relevant, and always, I honestly think, always will be relevant. We are all what we are all enough, and you just once you accept that you are enough, and that you are what you are, and it doesn't matter what you are, life is more easily handled. That's all I'm saying on that matter.
Soho Cinders.
Lovely show.
That was the other one I wanted to talk to you about.
That was great.
That was here.
Yes, it was. That was one of my first jobs out of college. That was just wonderful.
Yeah.
I think you'll always hold a special place in your heart for the first sort of professional show you do. And like I said, especially here, because it's such a wonderful platform, without having to be, without having too much to worry about. It's a small space. There's not a huge budget for sets and costumes. This theatre relies on the fact that it casts incredible actors and people to tell stories, as opposed to relying on sets and things like that. And it was a lovely show, and I got to do it with a few friends, and it was great. I had a great time.
So how are you spending the rest of your birthday?
Well, in about 10 minutes time, the cast will arrive, and we are going to just work a few notes and make a couple more tweaks, ready for press night tomorrow night. Ha!
Incredible.
Oh, yeah, it's good. It's good. It really is good, and I am. It's been wonderful.
Amazing. Thanks very much, babe.
Thank you. It's been lovely to sit here with you. So we are on until the 24th of August, and we have evening shows Tuesday to Saturday at 7:30, and then matinee days are Saturday and Sunday at 2:30. And that is tickets can be bought at uniontheatre.biz, and I think that's everything.
Yay! Well done, Mr. Director.
Oh, thank you. Very weird. Still very weird, but yes, thank you.